Hello, good morning fam. Welcome, or good evening, good afternoon, whatever time it is. It's probably night because I post at night. But hi, welcome. If you are new, my name is MagdalineJanet. Welcome to the family. Please don't forget to like and subscribe because we're always here having a good time. And of course, welcome back to all my oldies but goodies. So you guys, I had to put a sweater on because I am freezing. I had a tank top on, but then I'm like, yeah, I'll be too focused like on being cold that I won't be able to speak well. Skin is prepped, ready. I put my moisturizer, sunscreen, eye cream, all that jazz, maybe about 30 minutes ago, because we're gonna be working with hydrating foundations. I do have oily skin, so I'm gonna go in with a matte primer so we get a good balance of matte and radiance and we don't look gastos at the end of the day. So I could give you a really good impression and battle of the foundations, you know, for oily skin. This is a good primer. I really like it, but you have to really let it sit into the skin and absorb because that's how it dries down matte. When you initially put it on, it feels legit like a sunscreen. You know, the sunscreen has that like kind of thickish feel, but you have to give it some, I would say like 3 minutes to really dry down. And girl, I prime everywhere. So skin is now mattified. Neutrogena just released this sensitive skin serum foundation, which I got a bunch of requests asking me to review and compare with the L'Oreal True Match Hyaluronic Acid, also serum foundation. So they both look like this. L'Oreal's bottle feels heavier and it's a glass bottle versus Neutrogena's is a plastic bottle and it's not heavy at all. But they're both 1 ounce bottles, just packaging a little bit different. They both have the droppers on them. So let's just see. I already shook both of them up, and let's start with Neutrogena. And let's add it on the hand. Let's grab L'Oreal, add it on the hand too. Neutrogena, L'Oreal. Neutrogena immediately looks a little thinner. The shade is a little bit darker. And then L'Oreal, it's a little bit thicker. Oh no, they actually feel the same. So swatched, Neutrogena is closest to my finger. L'Oreal is closest to my wrist. You can see they both have that hydration on them. Shades are a little different. Wow, I'm surprised. The feel is very similar. I thought one would be different. Immediately, like L'Oreal's looks a little thicker, but when you feel it, it's the same. I'm excited. I'm gonna leave these on my hand, as long as possible, and see how they both dry down. So what I'm gonna do right now is apply both foundations with these brushes. Because they are serum foundations, they're a lot lighter in coverage, so I feel like with a brush you will get a little more coverage and we can see a little bit better how it works out, especially throughout the day. So what I'm gonna do is apply them and then give you all the info of both products. The new Neutrogena Sensitive Skin Serum Foundation retails for about $15 to $20. I am in the shade Medium 02. This is a serum foundation infused with skincare and makeup that provides sheer, natural, and buildable coverage while blurring imperfections, the look of pores, and designated to minimize the look of fine lines. Formulated with provitamin B5, an ingredient known to help maintain skin moisture barrier, leaving the skin soothed while visibly reducing redness. It comes in 15 shades and in a 1 ounce bottle. The L'Oreal True Match Nude Hyaluronic Tinted Serum retails for $15. This tinted serum contains 1% hyaluronic acid that instantly brightens, evens, and hydrates skin. Hyaluronic acid gives skin a hydrated feel and soothes over time. Instantly, skin looks brighter, even, and feels hydrated. Luminous mineral pigments that brighten the complexion. This comes in 14 radiant shades that blend to match a variety of skin tones. I am in the shade 4-5 medium, and this comes in a 1 ounce bottle. So immediately the textures feel the same and they blend out the same. Neutrogena is a little bit darker, it's a little warmer, it kind of looks a little orange and it oxidizes very quickly. And the L'Oreal did blend nicely. The undertone is a lot better. It's more of a neutral undertone, but this also does oxidize. Now, wow, they're like sisters right now, but almost twins. Okay, so here is, oh, look at this pelito. I will comb my hair later. This is Neutrogena. This is L'Oreal. Can you see a difference? I kind of can't. Let's turn down the lights. You see that radiance, and it's like your skin looks like skin. We have good amount of coverage. It's not a full coverage or anything. Serum foundations are very lightweight. Here's L'Oreal. Maybe L'Oreal looks a smidge smoother. A smidge. Let me see. Yeah, you see how you can see a little bit of texture here, and here you cannot. My texture is right here, like pores and stuff. You know what, let's build it a little bit, just a smidge. So here's Neutrogena, like around the mouth mainly. Maybe like around the forehead, and then L'Oreal. And I'm just tapping it in. It builds very nicely, not too much, not too little, you know? Where's my phone? Okay, so it is currently 8:30 in the AM. What I always do with foundations is let it sit on the skin like this bare for about 10 and 20 minutes to show you how it dries down. And in this case, maybe one would dry down more than the other. Who knows? So I'll come back maybe like in 20 to 30 minutes. I have time today. So yeah, I'll be back. Ooh, I'm still chilly. Okay, so it's 9 o'clock. You know, I'm gonna be off of work for the next 2 weeks for the holidays, and it just feels so nice to just relax and like take your time filming because, you know, I'm always like running around. So it's really nice. One day it's just gonna be like this permanently, and I'm gonna be a content creator full time. But as of right now, I'll enjoy these 2 weeks. I wanna show you something. Look at the hand. Here's L'Oreal. Here is Neutrogena. I have not, you know, obviously done anything. You see the radiance in the Neutrogena? Like it barely dried down, and L'Oreal, girl, she's dried down. Not completely, they're still a little wet. You know what, let me show you on my phone. So you see L'Oreal's towards my wrist and Neutrogena. I mean, the shades are very different, but you see like how Neutrogena hasn't dried, and then L'Oreal. Very interesting, huh? Wow, okay. So I'm gonna take this off because I've been dying to wash my hands. So this is just the skin bare, having the serum foundations on for 30 minutes. Here is Neutrogena, here is L'Oreal. And then we go in the middle. So immediately you see Neutrogena is more hydrating. L'Oreal has dried down, but we still have that hydrating look. Probably because of those pigments L'Oreal has. It does have these pigments you see on the bottle. You can see it through the bottle and you can see it through the foundation. But interesting, huh? So what I'm gonna do now is set the skin with this Too Faced Born This Way setting powder, work it in with my powder puff I get from Amazon, making sure both serum foundations last all day long. Skin looks very nice. I feel like with Neutrogena, you can see a little more texture than L'Oreal, but setting the face, they both look very similar. They both feel similar, both lightweight. Here is Neutrogena, here is L'Oreal. So they both look very similar right now, right? I don't see much of a difference. The main difference I see is L'Oreal reduce the texture here. L'Oreal also dries down a little more matte than Neutrogena. So what I'm gonna do is just finish up the face and I'll be back. All right, fam, I'm back, full face and everything. By the way, this look will be up on the channel very soon. I'm working on a 5 looks using one palette. So this one is the first one. So this is how the skin looks. Let's actually, let me show you with the lights on, then off. Here is Neutrogena. Here is L'Oreal. And so far, I feel like the skin looks good on both sides. I don't see much of a difference, especially adding everything on. And here, let's turn the lights off so you can see. Here's L'Oreal. You really see no texture here. And here's Neutrogena. You see the texture a little bit right there. Forehead looks the same, nose looks the same. So looking and evaluating everything, I don't know which one I like more because they both feel very much the same. Neutrogena does show a lot of pores and texture. I did notice that when I did my 2-day review on this, but then when you put powders on, the texture looks smooth because powders tend to do that as well. So I don't know. We're just gonna have to see at the end of the day how they really wear, because so far we look good. They feel the same, and I think this is it. And of course, let's go in front of the window so you guys can see in different lighting, and I'll see you in the next check-in. Bye. All right, familia, so here we are. The sun's out, so good. Here is L'Oreal. Woo! Look at the skin though. And here is Neutrogena. I feel like Neutrogena in sunlight, you see the radiance more. Especially because we let the foundation sit for 30 minutes. I feel like we see more of each foundation serum. You know what I mean? I don't know, like here we're glowy, but a little more put together. Yeah, I'm excited. Ah! Hey fam, I'm back. It is almost 10 o'clock. It's been a full 12, close to 13 hours of wearing the foundations, and my lips are stained because I did do a lip swatching video, so FYI. But of course, before we get started, I do want to show you how the skin was looking at around 3 o'clock. I was looking a little bit radiant, but of course, because these are serum foundations, on the right side, it's the L'Oreal True Match Nude Hyaluronic Acid Serum Foundation. Also, this was looking good too, because you know it does have a little bit more of a mattifying effect. And here on the left side is the Neutrogena Serum Foundation, looking pretty good. I felt like it got better throughout the day. And here we are now, you guys. The skin looks radiant. Oh, and I changed because it was laundry day, so it was a busy day today. Here is Neutrogena. And then here is L'Oreal. Can you see a difference right now? I honestly cannot. Let me look. I feel like Neutrogena is a lot more radiant, but the skin looks a little more on the smoother side versus L'Oreal. I feel like L'Oreal, you can see a little more texture, but it's very, very, very small amounts of it. I just can't see much of a difference. I'm definitely radiant on both sides, but on L'Oreal, I feel like I'm a little bit less radiant right here in this area versus Neutrogena. Neutrogena is just a very, very skincare sort of makeup line to begin with. So this is always gonna be a little more on the radiant side. They both lasted very, very well on oily skin without any touch-ups. But if I have to choose, I think I would go with the L'Oreal, only because it does dry down matte and I have oily skin. But as you can see, there isn't much of a difference. I'm radiant, but I don't look gastada. You just have that radiant, glowy look, as opposed to like your makeup just melting off away. But if you do have drier skin, I would probably recommend the Neutrogena because it is very much on the radiant side as opposed to L'Oreal. I just feel like L'Oreal kind of held a little bit together, but like very little. But I'm still surprised how well this looks. And I'm a little patchy because I was wearing my mask, but you know, that happens. This was really a hard decision because they're very similar. And before I go, I just want to touch the skin up so I can show you guys how both sides look. And I'm just using the sponge I used earlier today. It's not wet, but it's not 100% dry. Okay. So here, this is L'Oreal. Here is Neutrogena. You see Neutrogena, we still have the glow. L'Oreal's more on the matte side when you touch up. Looking at it, it just looks a little more on the smoother side. It gave us more of a matte look versus the Neutrogena. We're always going to be glowy and radiant with this foundation. Guys, I think this is it. Thank you guys so much for asking me to do this because it was so much fun to just like see these both side by side on oily skin, you know? I love you guys so much. Please let me know your thoughts on these. Do you have any of them? If so, let me know. And I love you guys. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, click the button right there, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.